And Pfeiffer, New York Times. Oh, quicker.
How young were you when you discovered that you had a passion for art?
I'd say about 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. My mother said I spent most of my day on the floor drawing, and that was on a small farm in Kansas. And I used to copy the comic strip, Mutt and Jeff. That's the farm that we lived in. I painted. That was a sod house made out of the soil that the ground is sitting on. They would just make bricks out of it, mix it with straw, and make bricks out of the soil and build a house. And that's the house that we lived in. I'd say this is about 1918, around World War I. A lot of my life has been made up of luck. I had a lot of luck, a lot of places. A guy that worked on the railroad, his father was railroad chief. The Rock Island Railroad went through my hometown. So he had free ride on the railroad, and he could go up to Denver and buy art supplies and bring them back, and he liked me. He furnished me with art supplies, tablet, paper, everything. And we would draw it together. And I'm sorry that I didn't recommend this guy to Disney, Walt, because he would have made out fine at Disney's. I mean, we all had to go through a training process.
Little puppet made of pine, wake. The gift of life is thine.
I can move. I can talk. I can walk.
1937, I was in college at the University of Colorado, and I was a senior in college. One day I went to art class, and here was a big poster of drawing a Mickey Mouse. And underneath it said, "Draw me and earn $25,000 a year." Well, $25,000 a year was like $1 million. I drew Mickey the best I could. They offered me a job in the traffic department. And so I wrote back and said that I would graduate in about 6 months, and that I'd come after I graduated from college. Their man wrote to me and said, "Come now, because we have a class in animation where you can't learn anyplace else." I said, "All right, I'll come now," but I had no idea what the traffic department meant. And I didn't ask because I didn't want them to know I didn't know. I thought it was delivering parking cars for the animators. But I found out it was a gopher job. I carried coffee to Walt. They had art supplies and pencils and paper. Ran all over the studio doing odd jobs. I liked it because I looked over the shoulder of some of these guys, and I thought, if Walt assigns me to a desk, I'm out of here in about a day, because I could come close to doing what they were doing. And I went to school every night. They told me that I'd have to, didn't say you have to go to school every night, but we have a school here and we expect you to learn animation there. So, boy, did I attend school. Walt called me up to his office one time, and he said, "You hold the record here at the studio for attending the most art class."
Give me your money.
Well, I don't have any money.
Give me your watch.
I don't have any watch.
Give me your Utica Club.
Here's my watch.
I'll take the Utica Club.
Here's my money.
Here's my money. Give me your Utica Club. It's tough to argue over a Utica Club.
Say hello to Uncle Willie. Uncle Willie, say hi to Stewie. He's going to be 100.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
On Tuesday.
Really? You want to play
We come
racquetball for money?
No, I race, foot race.
Congratulations. My mother-in-law is 97.
Well, she's
she's
just
a
a
kid.
kid.
Yeah, I can't kill her.
My first job I ever got was running the projector part-time at the State Theater in Boulder, Colorado. I had also trimmed the windows for J.C. Penney. So I had a lot to do, plus going to college. The dean called me in to his office. I said that I'm trimming windows at J.C. Penney's, and I'm running a projector at the State Theater part-time, and I haven't read the books that I was supposed to read. And he said, you're the first person to come into my office working their way through college and flunking out. He thought that was kind of funny. So he said, I'm going to let you start over. But I never got good grades until Walt hired me.
Banaka mouthwash.
Yeah, well, we got a mouthwash already, me. But you're no fun. In fact, I'm so refreshing, it's fun to use me.
He's going to do very well around here.
Oh, what's this world coming to? Well, gotta go to work.
Let me explain what I did. After I had been in the training program for some time, maybe 8 months, Walt assigned me to an animator named Milt Cole. He assigned me afterwards to clean up the animators' Pinocchios. A lot of the animators, they could animate, but they couldn't draw well. So I would make that into a good-looking Pinocchio, or what. That's what I did, but there was no screen credit for that clean-up man, I was called. I admit I got pretty good at it because I compared my drawing to somebody else had done. And I knew that they needed a clean-up man. I worked on 3 films at Disney's. The first one was Pinocchio. The second one was Fantasia, yeah, and the next one was Bambi. And I didn't draw anything but Pinocchio. If I got a scene with Pinocchio and a skunk and a rabbit and 2 or 3, I'd only draw the Pinocchio. I don't have screen credit on Pinocchio, and yet I'm most famous for the work I did on Pinocchio. I ran into an art student here the other day. Somebody introduced him, and he said, I already know your work. I saw it at Disney's old home in Hollywood. A drawing that you made of Pinocchio is on his wall. And Walt never told me that he took one of my drawings home to put on the wall. I was trying to keep out of the trenches in Europe. And so I went to night school and studied celestial navigation. So I'd studied that, and I wrote to American Airlines, gave me an examination and hired me as a navigator. And when I got back to Hollywood, I had a letter from my draft board saying that my number was up. So I called the draft board and said, I have a job with American Airlines. And they just laughed at me. They said, you're in the Army, man. So I ran down and joined the Air Corps. The first assignment was to paint a mural for the Officers Club, what I did, I painted Disney characters having chow at a table. They only had one piano on the post. He picked out a song, wrote a song with one finger. I took it to the musician who was in charge of the band, and he orchestrated it, made it into a band song. Our planes will always fly, and our cause will never die. And when the lights all come on again, the spotlight will be on 11:10. And so when I got back to Hollywood, I sang it for my brother, Denver, and his only comment was, "I've heard it before." My captain called me in after I'd finished my basic training, and he said, "You don't really want to be a navigator, do you?" He says, I can ship you right back to where you came from, and you can work on films." I thought that'd be perfect. So he shipped me back to Hollywood, and I reported to the headquarters at Culver City, and who was to meet me at the door but Ronald Reagan and Clark Gable. And I thought, my God, what have I gotten into here?
This is the story of Gerald McCloy and the strange thing that happened to that little boy.
Well, the favorite pictures that I got credit on was Gerald McBoing, written by Dr. Seuss, and it won the Academy Award. The other was Dear Son and Mr. Magoo. I did the first one.
Come on, Waldo. Follow me!
Yeah, okay,
You're a scatterbrain boy. Nothing.
Well, if I were going to live for another 100 years, I would continue to paint, draw, and live the way I am now.
When God greets you at the pearly gates, what do you want him to say?
Go home.
Here.
Thanks. But I'm...
Oh, I insist. Your health comes first. Come, the coach departs at midnight. I diddly-dee, it's pleasure isle for me, where every day is a holiday and kids have nothing to do.